Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So yeah, we have another guest on the channel today, you guys. Can you please introduce yourself to the channel?
Right. My name is Kendi Tobi,
Mhm.
and I studied in School of Nursing LA in Ibadan, and I proceeded to do mental health nursing in the Great Citadel of Aru in Abeokuta.
Okay.
Yeah, and I currently live in the UK, precisely Chelmsford in Essex.
Oh, okay. So that's
Yeah,
that's England actually, right?
yeah, that's
Yeah,
England.
okay.
England.
So since when have you been in the UK?
Well, I've been in the UK for it's nearly 2 years now.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's cool.
I'm,
So
I'm
how
still
have you been
very.
finding living in UK generally?
It's not bad. It of course it's a lot of difference. It's a lot different from Nigeria, but it's not bad. Except that I'm really struggling with the weather.
Mm. So
Yeah.
almost 2 years. I feel like you should have adapted to
No,
the weather already.
no, no. I'm not getting used to it. I don't think I can get used to the weather. But maybe because of my own body system.
Okay,
If,
so you definitely prefer
yeah,
summer to winter.
even back home in Nigeria, I'm always a very cold person. I'm always feeling very cold. So
Wow.
now that there's even snow, I'm freezing every blessed day.
Wow.
I normally think twice before going out.
Oh,
It's hard.
right. Yeah.
Anyway, we are going to be fine.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so how did you get to enter the UK?
Mm,
Through what process? Because you said you're a nurse, right? So through what process did you get to enter into the UK?
right. Mine is a little bit different from the others. The common path that most nurses use to get into the UK. Mine is a bit different. So I came into the UK to do my BSc. So I basically came through student. I used a student visa to
Okay.
get into the UK. Yeah.
So what was the process like? Can you please just enlighten us
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah. I will tell you. It's a bit lengthy, but don't mind. So, um, my dad has always been on my neck. Not even my dad alone, even me. I've always wanted to do my BSc. Back home in Nigeria, if you have to do it in Lautech, it's 4 years.
Yeah.
Mm? Plus or minus or the strike and all that. Although it's a distance line, I don't really know about that. If it's Babcock, it's 3 years. Then my dad I think that's too long. Then I spoke to him about doing it in the UK. That's just 1 year in the UK. Although the fees is expensive, then because it's my dad would do anything for me. Sorry to say that, but that's the truth. So we started the process. We spoke to one of my uncles who lives in America. Then he found out a school for us, which he said the school is going to cost about 10 million naira. And then he gave so many promises. I shouldn't worry about feeding, accommodation. He's going to take care of that. And we started the process. My dad has started trying to raise the money. Then all of a sudden, we lost contact. He cut us off. We couldn't reach him. He doesn't reply his text messages. We don't know why. So then somebody introduced an agent to my dad. He does traveling, education, and all sorts, tourism and all sorts. So we approached him and we told him okay, I'm trying to get my BSc done. Then all of a sudden, I don't know how it turned out to be. The whole thing just got messed up and we got duped. He duped us. So I gave up. Then I went ahead to do my mental health nursing. This was before I did mental health nursing actually. So then I gave up. I said, okay, let me do post basic then, because I also put in for BSc in the University of Osun, this Osun State University.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I passed. I met all the requirements, did the interview, everything. but I was denied admission. I don't know. A lot of us were denied admission. I think they had their own special candidates.
Okay.
So I gave up. I said, okay, let me just do mental health. I did mental health and I started working. I got a job at Harrow. I was working as a staff nurse in Harrow. And then my dad just came to me one day and said, I just learned about another agent. Let's try this time. So I met with the agent, actually. They're in Ogba. I can always recommend. If you guys want their details, I am happy to give it because they are very good and I can recommend them over and over.
Sorry, just a quick one. If you guys want the details, she'll be in the comment section, under the comment section, so you can just easily chat her up, and she's going to recommend to you guys. I can trust her on this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry to cut, and you can carry on.
No, it's all right. So I met with the agent and I made my intentions known to him. So then he searched and gave me a list of, because he's an approved agent to almost all the schools in the UK, in Germany, in America, in Australia, as far as Switzerland, anywhere you want. He's an approved agent to almost all the schools in those countries I listed and even more. So then he asked me for my preferred location. I said United Kingdom. And because I've learned about 3 different schools in UK that I know they do BSc nursing. That's a long, long time ago when I was in LL. So fortunately for me, those schools were part of the schools he gave me like an option to choose. So it was Anglia Ruskin, which is the school I finished from, Coventry, the Sunderland, the University of Plymouth, and so on and so forth. So we applied. He sent my my application to all of these schools, about 5 different schools. So some came back to offer me masters directly instead of BSc because I have RN and RPN already. But the school fees is very expensive. It's going to take 2 years. You understand? So I have to pay every year. That's like paying £16,000 for 1 year. Another £16,000. What's happening? No, it's expensive. So it's this school I attended, Anglia Ruskin. Then they offered me BSc for 1 year. And so I sent my application, then the whole process started. So normally what they require is your RN. They don't even need my RMN. They needed my registered nurse qualification. They requested for my transcript. And they normally ask for personal statements. That's like writing an application letter.
Okay.
You understand? So in that personal statement, you have to state why you chose the school, how you heard about the school, and your passion for nursing, and why you want to do your degree, why are you so keen to upgrade yourself into BSc, and what will you do after you finish the course? What are you going to use the certificate to do? How are you going to use it to develop yourself? So those are the things they want you to see. Those are the things they want you to state in your personal statement. So my agent, because they are very rigorous, I wrote my personal statement almost 10 times.
Wow.
The first time the agent said, no, you didn't write this like you're a nurse. I expected more from you as a professional. He sent it back. Then I went back to writing. He said, no, I expect more. Like I should write up to like 2 pages if possible. It doesn't matter how lengthy, but just state all those things. Then he sent it back again, correcting my grammar and all that. I wrote it almost 10 times, I'm telling you. Then after I wrote it, then the school offered me an admission.
Okay.
So that's a conditional offer. So after giving me an admission, I'm expected to pay 40% of the tuition fee before they will issue something they call certificate of acceptance.
Mm.
So it's that certificate of acceptance that would give you give you a space in the school, and that's what you will be needing to apply for your visa.
Okay.
Right. So this school fees is about, during my time as at 2017 that I applied, no, 2018 that I applied, it was £13,100 for the whole year. Yeah. But I think now they're paying almost 15,000. So I was given a scholarship of £2,000, so I paid 11,100. So I paid £4,000 first out of that money to be able to get a space in the university. You understand? So another thing they require is bank statement.
Okay.
You understand? So that bank statement is it includes the rest of the school fees. Yeah, calculated in naira. Your standard of living, the living expenses, I mean, the feeding, accommodation and all that for a month together, also in naira. So when the agent calculated it for me, it was amounting to about 8 million naira. You understand? Yeah, so that has to be in the sponsor's account for a month, just to prove that I am able to look after myself and I'm able to pay the rest of the fees when I get to the school. You understand? So my dad had to do that. We had to use, because of course, it's not easy to get that kind of money, aside visa fees, health insurance fees, flight ticket, then some other personal shopping. It's quite expensive. So the agent offered that they have some financial companies that does that. The only thing you need to do is to pay for their service, maybe pay a particular interest. So they introduced us to a financial company who offered to put the 8 million naira in my dad's account. But we have to pay about, I think, 400 or 500,000 for their fees.
Okay.
That's about 6% of the money, which is quite a lot as well. But what do we have to do? We have to do it.
Yeah.
So after putting the money in the account for 1 month, my dad went to print his bank statement, and then we forwarded it to the school. Then the school issued me certificate of acceptance.
Okay, so that's like they already gave you the admission at that point,
Yeah.
right?
So then they sent me another admission letter that states that unconditional offer. You understand? The first one was conditional offer. Then
Right.
the other I paid the 4,000 after I sent the bank statement. Then they gave me unconditional offer, because those are the things that I will be presenting at the embassy to get my visa. You understand? So I got the CAS, they call it CAS most times. Certificate of Acceptance, CAS. So then I proceeded to apply for my visa. And I applied for visa. I went for biometrics and all that. And then passport refused to come back to Nigeria. I don't know if it is DHL that lost my passport. I don't even know if it is UKVI that lost my passport. I don't know if it's the UK embassy in Nigeria that lost that passport. For about 2 months, I was stuck in Nigeria. I couldn't go because the passport has refused to come back. Do you understand? They have to send it to the UK to put a stamp, then send it back. So I did not resume with my colleagues until after 1 month. The course was to start in September. I got to the UK in the middle of October. Anyway, that's by the way, it's because of the issues I encountered on the way and all that. So basically, what's needed is your registered nurse certificate. You write your personal statement. You apply to the school. After that, you pay 40% of the school fees. Then you get the bank statement, and with the living expenses and all that, then you get your certificate of acceptance. And then they require you to pay another 20% of these fees before you can complete your registration with the school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's the option of these UK universities. They gave option of paying installment. You can pay by installment, you understand? So first is you pay 40% to get your certificate of acceptance. Then you pay 20% again to finish your registration with the school. So you're left with 40%, yeah?
Yeah.
So now it depends on you. If you are loaded, you can pay the rest 40%. Boom. Once you get and if you're not, you meet with the school finance team and tell them you want a payment plan.
Okay.
Yeah. And remember, as a student visa, the number of hours you work is restricted. It's got to be 20 hours per week. You can't exceed it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, we Nigerians now. You know us now. So you can always walk to them and make a payment plan. So you tell them, okay, this rest, the 40% left, can I pay 10% every month or 5% every month till you balance up the fees? It's not going to disturb, it's not going to interfere with your learning process and all that. And then, so I got to the school anyway. I resumed with the rest of the colleagues. I was the only Yoruba in my class. The rest are Igbos.
Oh, at least you have Nigerians. You have other Nigerians there. So.
Yeah, I had Nigerians. I had Japanese. I had Indians. We had Ghanaians. Yeah, I think those are the people, because it's an international course. It's called BSC International Nursing Studies. All of us there are nurses already. In fact, we are practicing nurses. In my class, I have an aesthetic nurse. I have a diabetic nurse. I think I have an oncology nurse in my class. I'm the only mental health nurse as well. Then midwives and general nurses. So we are already practicing nurses. We just came to do a top-up. It's called a top-up BSc course. Do you understand? So the training is not as rigorous as the 3 years course or the 5 years course. So which is quite interesting. So everything we did is based on international context. So all the courses we did is based on international context. Like how is nursing viewed in Nigeria? How is nursing viewed in the UK?
Okay.
How is nurses in Japan? How is nurses in Turkey? How is nurses in America? So it's quite very interesting, I'm telling you. Especially if you have good classmates like mine. So we always work together, and they give us assignments to do and all that. Just very, very interesting. And I finished my course in September last year with a first class with honors.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. So basically that is it. So as I was working alongside schooling. We normally don't have lectures more than twice in a week.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can work in the weekend to make money so you can pay your rent, you can feed yourself, and then save to be able to pay part of your fees, or else they'll be chasing you to come and pay. They'll be chasing you.
Yeah.
So, and when school is not on time, when school is not in session, you can work as long as you want. You can work 80 hours in a week if you want.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just that when school is in session, you have to stick with it 20 hours.
Yeah. You can't do more than 20 hours because of everything is computerized and all that.
Yeah.
So they monitor, especially with international students, they kind of monitor everything. Yeah. So at the same time, you've got to be careful. You understand? So that's how it is. And when I came, another thing I would advise anybody who's trying to do this is, the mistake I made, I would not allow anybody to make it. That's why so many people that have chatted me up, asked me how I did it. The one key thing I normally tell them is accommodation. Me, because it's my first time, I have no family member in this UK, no relative, no uncle, nothing. Do you understand? So it's just me coming on my own, me and my God. So I had nobody to tell me like, look, this is the way, this is how to do it. This is how to do it. This is how to do it. There was nothing like that. So I came into the UK with £0 in my account. I had nothing. The money I had with me in cash, I didn't see anybody to tell me that, look, when you get to Heathrow Airport, don't try to take taxi. I had 200, is it 200 or 300 pounds with me cash. And I got her from Heathrow Airport and I saw people queuing for taxi. And guess what? I took the black taxi.
Oh my God.
You know that like taxi?
Yeah.
That's what I took from Heathrow to Chelmsford, which was about 1 hour, 45 minutes drive. And what actually, I don't know if it helped me. The driver was a Yoruba man.
Oh.
He should have told me that, look, get off, go and look for cheap taxi, or could
Yeah,
have.
he obviously won't tell you because he wanted to make his money as well.
And we got to Anglara Skin, and the money was 270 something pounds. So I looked at the money in my hand, and he was already getting impatient. I should pay him. He needs to go. I was like, okay. So I gave him all the cash I had. Nothing left. Not even 1 pence left. Anyway, and before I left Nigeria, I'd booked the school accommodation.
Oh, okay.
I did not know that school accommodation is a bomb. So I paid deposit, which was 300 pounds from home. Anyway, I just got my keys and I went to the room. Tiny, tiny room. It is not worth the money. Then I discovered that I'm going to be paying 650 every month.
Jeez.
For a tiny room. So I'm going to advise anybody that's going to do that. They will definitely pester you to they will offer you school accommodation. It has this, they tell you all the luxuries it's got. Don't even make the mistake. And then I told them after like few days that I would like to move out because it's too expensive. They said no, that signed the tenancy agreement for 8 months. That I have to stay. I'm like, okay. Anyway, I was lucky after 3 months, they asked me to go. That because they needed space for more students coming. I was happy, so I found a private accommodation which was cheaper. So
what was the price of the private accommodation you found?
Yeah, private accommodation is between £400 to £450.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very close to the school.
Okay.
Yeah, 400 to 500. Yeah, £400 to £500 because there were houses near to the school, just around the school. It's not very far. It's about 5 minutes walk. So where I got my room was about 5 minutes walk to school. So I had no issue. Yeah, and all of us there are students. It's a shared accommodation. You know how shared accommodation is. I have to share toilet and bathroom and then kitchen and the lounge area with 3 other people. There were 4.
Okay.
And luckily enough for me, the 4 of us were nurses.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so it was a bit conducive for us. We lived like family, basically. So that is it. And after schooling, before I finished, I started my NMC registration myself. It's got nothing to do with school. They're not going to help you do any of that. Their own is they give you your certificate, you finish, and bye-bye. So before I started my NMC registration myself, before I finished, I started to take the exams, the CPT. I wrote OET, and then, yeah. And from there, here we are today.
Oh, okay. That's cool. So, being an international student, were you able to access benefits student what do they call it now? If you want to buy something probably online, if you have a student card or something like that, then you're eligible to some kind of discounts. Were you able to have that being an international student?
I think because on your card it doesn't state that you're an international student.
No,
Do you understand? Why the card? It doesn't state. So if you walk into any shops and they offer student discounts, you can use it.
Okay.
The first time I used my card was in Tesco.
Mm-hmm.
So and I didn't, but sometimes being a black person
Yeah.
can put you can put you in some kind of situations. But I don't think it's limited to only home student. So far you're a student, you're a student. So because on your ID card it doesn't state that you are an abroad student.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what can you tell us about living in Chelmsford? Are you still living in Chelmsford at the moment?
Yeah.
So, what can you tell us about living there? Is it expensive, cheap, or just affordable?
I think rent in Chelmsford is expensive because where I stayed as a student was because the man actually subsidized the amount for us because we are students and because we are together. We are from the same class. Do you understand? So we were able to like speak to him, and the man is African.
Oh, okay.
Do you understand? So that was why. But normally rent is expensive. So where I stay right now, because I moved out of that place, where I stay right now, I pay about 550 for a room.
It's still okay, a room. Just still a shared accommodation, right?
Yes. Although I have my toilet, it's ensuite room, but I still have to share kitchen and lounge with people. And it's about 575 or something because it just increased it recently again. So now I'm paying like 575
amount. Okay.
for a tiny room. It's not a very big room. And you need to see the bathroom is very annoying. Thank God I'm a small person. A big person will not be able to fit into that kind of bathroom.
Oh.
Very tiny.
So are you looking into moving somewhere else?
No.
Not in England at the moment. Like outside England.
No, for now, because I now work for the NHS as a band 5. And, I have a contract, and the trust is just very close to my house. Okay. So I don't mind moving, but I don't think I can move out of England. I don't think so.
You're enjoying England already.
Yeah, maybe because I have so many of my friends that have come in now.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yes. Yeah. So I think for now, I'm still going to be here.
Okay.
Because of my...
Okay. And did you at any point work with a nursing home or in a care room?
Yes.
So what can you tell us? Like, what was your experience like?
Okay, when we came in as students, we have to get a job to survive. You understand? So where I got a job was in a care home, the nursing home, as HCA.
Okay.
Do you understand? Because you don't have an MC registration, you can't just start working as a nurse. So, oh dear, it's horrible. That's the hardest job I'll ever do in my life. I've never done a job before. I told my dad, I'm coming home. I'm done. I can't cope anymore. Then he said, you better sit down there. Do you know how much we spent? The nursing home, because it's because we are health care assistants, it's really hard work. I'm telling you, it's hard work. The first nursing home I worked, because I applied with an agency who sends us to different nursing homes. The first nursing home I went, after working so hard in the morning, around from 7. So the only time I had to at least rest, like just have 1 minute break, was around 11. Then I went to sit in their lounge. Just to sit because my back hurt. And then one of them came, no, you're not allowed to sit.
Really?
I'm like, really? I'm not allowed to sit. Then I went to tell the manager, I'm going home. Cancel the rest of the shift. I'm no longer interested. I can't do this. Then they called the agent to say, this. I said, look, sir, from home, I'm a mental health nurse. I'm used to my kind of setting. So although I know this is what I have to do to survive, but this is too hard. How can you tell a whole human being who's trying to rest that she can't rest? So if I'm not able to get rest, how am I going to work? How am I going to function? So he stopped sending me to that home. Then the other nursing homes that we work is the staff are just a little bit nicer than the other ones. And we did it for months. before I got an NHS offer as a support worker in mental health hospital, which was less stressful. So that's what I did till I got a band 5 job. It's the same trust, actually, the same NHS trust that I used to work for as a support worker that employed me as a band 5. Yeah, so it was easy for me because I already know in and out.
Yeah. So are you still working as a mental health nurse or just as a general nurse?
Yeah, I applied. I applied as a mental health nurse. I did CBT mental health, OSCE mental health.
And is it kind of difficult? Well, because it's actually rare to any information about other parts of the CBT except for general nursing. So how was it like? Was it difficult or not really?
No, it's not difficult. Of all the questions, I answered a lot of mental health questions, more mental health questions, and a very few of drug calculations.
Okay.
Then I think I answered parts of nursing ethics and code of ethics and all that. But more is about mental health.
Okay.
Yeah, which is not bad at all. It's not questions that you can't answer. Even you as a general nurse, there are not questions that you can't answer.
Oh well, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's all right. And then the OSCE mental health is basically mental health as well.
Okay.
The scenario they give you is about a mental health patient.
Okay.
You understand? So yeah, so that's it.
Wow. Okay. I think that's all for now. Anyway, please reassure them that you'll be in the comment section to at least answer any questions that they have. You'll be able to answer that because I actually don't know about the process. So you'll be in the best position to answer such questions. Yeah, and that will be all in this episode.
All right.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
So
Bye.
if there's anybody that needs information about the agents I mentioned earlier or any other question, I'm more than happy to help.
I'm going to leave your Instagram handle on the screen as well. So I mean, they might DM you. Who knows?
Yeah, they should feel free to DM me. Not a problem. I am going to be more than happy to help. All right.
Thank you. Bye.